wait till this thing go live. It's taking a minute. Good morning. How y'all doing out there? I am Omi Bell. I'm here with my co-host Takia Ross.
Hey.
I was about to beat my mortar bottle on the desk. Like, good morning. I don't know why they have. You know, like, do you ever have like an urge to do something where you like that was just that accented whatever I was gonna say, but
intrusive
why
thought.
it didn't need to. You know what I'm saying?
It was an intrusive thought. It came in.
It was.
And you
It
blocked
was
it.
that.
You said, hey.
I did. I saw it happening, and I was like, this don't need to happen. So, good morning to everybody out there. How y'all feeling? I'm excited to be here this morning. It is 6 a.m. on the West Coast. If you are up with me and waking up, shout out to y'all. If not, you somewhere else in the world, shout out to that too.
I know that.
I am. So here's okay. I talked a little bit about the Drake album thing yesterday, but I just want to say this. I really am losing respect for some of the pieces, like some journalistic platforms, because I think like right now we can't call some of this journalism. We got to call it journalistic, okay? Because I just don't want, because now it's all about clicks. Yeah, so everything's all about clicks. And look, we need clicks too. So let me not be up here acting like I don't need no clicks. And that's why I want to be. That's why I feel like we can sit in two truths, right? Everybody needs clicks. Everybody needs views. And so people are doing things to get those clicks and views. And sometimes that means that they are compromising, in my opinion, some of the things that they would say or not say, especially when it comes to some of these celebrities and stuff like that. Right. So if anybody, I'm saying how to say, anybody that's breaking down this Drake album and doing all the Drake hate, but you out here and can't and didn't bucket Cheyenne Bryant, miss me with all that. You know what I'm saying? All these breaking down the Drake album and the Drake hate and Drake meant and Drake said and Drake whatever. You so all these platforms when the Drake break down what Drake is doing, but you ain't say nothing to Cheyenne Bryant sitting up on your platform talking about the financial aid said she could have a refund. Forget a doctor's credential. Have you been following this?
No. I let it come across. I see it on my feed. But
I'm so sick of it.
I have to be mindful of what I consume. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. That's real. Because I'm sick of it, to be honest. It's like, and I'm not even a person that gets sick of it quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a person that's I'm here for the shenanigans. Honestly.
Okay.
I like to get some good shenanigan again. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I know.
But it just gets to a point where it's getting ridiculous. Now, hopefully we're on the tail end of this story. I just keep seeing it pop up. It's got me to a point where, and I usually love folks at Hollywood Unlocked. You know what I'm saying? It's got me almost to a point where I'm about ready to unfollow them. Because I think like it's just like it's too much. Every person that says something about it, y'all showing them. You know what I mean? It's like, look, we're over it. Okay. But when I brought up this part, I'm talking about like, look, I like the Breakfast Club too. Charlamagne wasn't there that day, so okay. They let her sit up there and say, they let Cheyenne Bryant sit up there with a straight face and say, because financial aid told me that I could get my money back. All I had to do was give my title back. What financial aid on what planet is she living on? Not the one we under, okay? Because if you took them classes and they paid that money, it would take a full-on lawsuit and some more stuff and an act of God and Congress for you to get $1 back from financial aid talking about, oh, well, your school closed. If you want your money back, you can get your money back. You just can't use your title. Get out of here. So I don't want to hear from nobody talking about breaking down Drake lyrics and Drake albums and all that and got all these opinions about Drake. But you had Cheyenne Bryant on your platform. You sat there and let her play in all of our faces. Then you spread the clips to us because you're trying to get clicks. I don't want to hear about it. So in a click and clip world, because that's where we at right now. I hope everybody know that. Nobody's watching a full episode of nothing anymore. Like, and if they do, it's rare. And if they do, and this is, I'm not even making this up. Like, right now we are in a clipping culture. Mm-hmm. Everything is a clip. I can't tell you, I'm not subscribed to the Joe Budden podcast. A full episode, I couldn't even tell you what happened in the last half of the hour. I saw the clip. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what's interesting about, so I saw this post too, because I think we got to talk about where marketing is going. If we're going to talk about small business ownership, if we're going to talk about business, we got to talk about where marketing is going. All right, we got to talk about this marketing landscape and how you do that, because people trying to, it's like, it's like a moving train, and you try to figure out what car you're going to step into.
Yeah, I think honestly, Omi, and I think we're in a very, I'll say tumultuous time right now, because like you bringing up that we're in a clip, type of marketing clip type of society where we're only catching those first 7 to 10 seconds, maybe up to 30 if it's a good, clip, if they can keep you engaged for that full 30 seconds or whatever. But that's very dangerous because we're not fully getting anything. Like we're not getting the full story of anything. We're not getting the full statement of anything, and we're not getting the fullness of any type of situation. And it's dangerous almost, because we weren't getting the fullness even if I watched a full hour, right? You did a whole hour. I'm still not getting the fullness because I don't have the behind the scenes. I don't have all of the information. But now we have a society where we are making decisions. We are making life choices. We are finding ourselves having opinions about things that we had a 17-second window of knowledge about. And I think that is very dangerous, not only in a business standpoint, because it requires you, one, to get your message out. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes you have to have that clickbaity, you know what I'm saying? Like and please forgive me. It was very scary to me when I was seeing businesses doing the post that was like, we'd like to apologize, right? And they would have,
and then it would be something funny.
Yes. And I'm just kind of like, I get it. I understand. But it makes you kind of like, oh no, is everything okay? Right now you messing up my cortisol. You know what I'm saying? Now my anxiety high. Because I'm following you and I love you and I want you to be successful. And I'm like, no. You know, like, is everything okay? Are you all right? Like, and it's just like, we caused you to lose great weight. I'm like, God, to be more careful. Like, I think that's just
that's an interesting take. Because that's what it was designed to do, and it did that.
Yeah.
And then the question is there a place where marketing goes too far? Mm-hmm. Is there a place that marketing should chill? Is it a place where, because it was designed to do exactly that, is there a hook? Is there a hook that is doing too much? You know what I'm saying? Is there a hook that is not appropriate? Look, so because what's the thing called? Duolingo. Mm-hmm. They did. Now that was so entertaining. The whole if that's a case study, if y'all didn't see what happened with Duolingo, where they basically like killed the icon or whatever, and they like did this whole like rebrand and stuff like that, and then all these other brands piled onto it with their little icons, and I was like, this is actually dope. And you know what? The more human the brands are getting, is also interesting. Mm-hmm. Because you got brands that talk a little bit of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like Wendy's. I saw some post that was like someone had some like sexual connotation to it, and Durex was in the comments, and I was like, this is a world where brands have to be human. Mm-hmm. You can't no longer just be a product. You can't no longer just be a distant thing. And guess what? They're feeling it in luxury too. Mm-hmm. So I think Audemars Piguet, the AP, the watch company, I think I saw that they just did a partnership. I was looking at some posts. They just did I think they did a partnership with G-Shock. Let me actually look it up.
Was it Swatch or something? Was
It
that the
was
one where
some local watch brand.
yeah, and they kind of set it off, and was that the one? That's how it goes
Yeah.
to show that my crazy self, girl, when it get if it's anything close to drama, homie, you know I'm drama averse. Like it stresses me out. Like all of a sudden,
Swatch. Listen though, Swatch watch.
yeah,
So
that's what I said. Swatch.
Yeah, they partner with Swatch to release the Royal Pop Collection, an accessible, disruptive line of 8 colorful pocket watches ranging from $400 to $420. These pieces marry the aesthetics of AP's legendary Royal Oak with Swatch's 1980s pop watch. Now that's so interesting because, you know, the Swatch watch was like that was your lower level of watch. You know what I'm saying? In the sense of in the realm of watches. So to see a brand like AP decide to partner with them with these AP watches cost your whole family, they it's really interesting. Some people wasn't liking that. They wasn't feeling it. But these luxury folks need to partner because people are just approaching things differently. The sort of distant, mysterious brands, people are not gravitating to those as much.
Yeah. I definitely agree. And I think that
I might give me one of these watches.
You know what? I can't. I think too, being a business owner, I think that one of the things that I challenge myself and my team with is making sure that we're staying true to who we are, right? And what our personality is, and you know how we approach the world. And I, you know, and taking in a lot of the culture that's happening, you know, and the fun. Of course, we want to do the fun, you know, and all of those things, but making sure that no matter what we decide to do in our marketing, that is staying true to, you know, what we believe. And we talked about it I think it was yesterday or the day before, where it was like our morals and our values and our ethics, and you know how, you know, positivity, like how we approach the world in that way, right? And not always. And not saying that every people are doing this, but also not always following trends or, you know, clickbaity or, you know, marketing strategies that may not be in alignment with our messaging, you know, and how we approach the world. Because it's nothing like meeting a brand in person, and they're nothing like what they had, you know, what they were putting out on social media. So making sure that no matter whatever you decide, right, however you decide to market or brand, or, you know, what kind of fun you put out in the world, that it is in alignment with who you are as a brand. But some of that is even the recognition of what is your brand. Like, what is your brand? Like, what is your brand voice? What, you know, how does your brand talk? How do you approach the world, right? And do you have to and do you change every time culture changes or trends change, or, you know, or do you stay in alignment, you know? And I think that's a battle that a lot of brands go back and forth with, is like, because culture and, you know, imagery and all of that, I mean, when I tell you it changes from moment to moment, day to day, as a business owner, I look at it and sometimes I'm just like, just
I mean, and I think like, and it's hard not to constantly be moving your brand around. It's like, it's hard to stay anchored and like, what is your brand exactly? Because again, needing the clicks, needing the attention, it's like needing people to, you know, I heard it, you know, people saying like, oh, this is no longer social media, this is attention media, right? Speaking of attention, I want to run down some of these, some things that's happening in the news these days, okay? Excuse me. Google just had their conference called I/O to 2026, and they announced that they are embedding Gemini AI into everything. So AI is not going to be a feature anymore for Google. They're embedding AI into search, Gmail, YouTube, Docs, Chrome, shopping, and even smart glasses. The major shift is AI is no longer a feature. It's becoming the operating layer of the internet. What's interesting about it is like, I don't know how many, like so many people are using Chrome. So one, I would say to like, it just automatically gives you the AI summary. But I wonder what the difference is going to be now that I have noticed. I did notice over the last like couple 24 hours that it was giving me a more in-depth answer where I didn't actually have to click on any links. So I think this is the interesting thing that with AI embedding into. So now we doing SEO for what? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you doing search engine optimization. It's like now you got to do what they're calling AEO, which is like AI AI engine optimization. And so now it's like we got to figure out how we optimize for AI to pick us up, not as much for like SEO. So I think like the world is just shifting in that way. Yeah. And trying to figure out. And then I think people are, I honestly feel that there's a lot of stuff that people don't know. Good morning. Good morning, Maria. Good morning, Tiffany. Folks out there watching, listening. Good morning to everybody on Instagram. Sorry, y'all saying good morning. I want to make sure I say good morning to everybody.
Good morning.
I think that like trying not to get lost in the sauce right now is really, really hard. So that's happening. So stay tuned for that. So if you notice your Google search shifting just a little bit or your YouTube search shifting just a little bit, it's because now AI is built in. It's no longer like a feature on top.
Yeah, and I wonder about that though too. I mean, I'm sorry to interrupt because a lot of businesses are using that Google Workspace G Suite. And if Gemini is built in, how much of that information are you sharing? Because you're sharing sometimes proprietary information in your emails, as you're emailing back and forth to your team, you know what I mean? Like I think about myself too, like my manufacturers, that sort of thing as you're working through. How much of that information is kept private because these are private emails going back and forth, and how much of that information is collected since Gemini is now embedded, is collected, right? And maybe disseminated, maybe not with your, like with your name and all of that, but now with proprietary information, because how does AI know that that's proprietary? Like how does that, because it's in everything. So it's collecting all of this data from all over and all of these points. I wonder about that.
So I think that I agree. And I think this is a question that people have just been having overall, trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
Just even using the regular AI tools, people trying to figure out how are you walling this off. Now, I asked I think it was ChatGPT about this. And at one point, because I was also wondering the same thing in terms of like, if I'm continuously training you on me, or if I'm telling you like things about BGV. So like you can you can look in a search engine, you can ask it certain things and BGV will come up and it knows all about us. And so I'm like, but are you getting any of that from what I'm giving you?
Yeah.
Or where are you getting that from? Right. And according to the AI, and this is in the most purest sense, right? Because I'm telling y'all this and I still don't know if I fully trust that it's not training itself at all. But it's like, oh no, like we don't go that deep into it. It's like treating everything like it's just words and not like it's private information linked to anyone. It's like, oh, this is just all words. That's what they're kind of saying. Again, I'm not exactly sure I trust that. I'm not exactly sure I believe that. I'm not exactly sure that that's what's happening. But that is the way that the pitch is being painted to us, is that, oh, these are just words. Like we're not looking at the words that came from Takia versus the words that came from Omi. But then you have a lawsuit or you have something legal, because that's the other piece of this. So how far does that go? At what point can you, and some of this is coming to play in some recent lawsuits around like getting their access to their chat history. Oh, well, their ChatGPT histories, they asked just days ago before they shot the person, they asked ChatGPT how to get rid of a bot. It's like, it's like everything is being monitored. And it's crazy because if you look at, this has been developing and coming this whole time. Apple and Google have some similarities in the sense of our usage, because they control a large bulk. Like if you have a certain device or if you use certain software, they're in control of those things. So like you said, Google Workspace is handling your email, your YouTube, your all these pieces. Apple, with the way they're set, is if you have an Apple device, then they have an ecosystem of things they also could have control over, which is
Mhm.
why they can release these updates and then force you to get new, get new phones and all that. So it's like an interesting level of control that they've sort of always, this layer has been there. Google makes it real easy because all you gotta do is just use Google. It's been the easiest thing for us. It's just log in with Google. It got everything is there. But what I am noticing is that the push for these pass keys.
So yeah, I've seen that.
The push for pass keys across everything. And I like it until I get a new phone and I'm like, well, what's gonna happen then? You know what I mean? Am I gonna, and now I gotta do some type of, is that gonna be a big disruption to me? Hopefully it won't, you just scan and it looks at your face. But I'm noticed the pass keys and the authentication codes.
Yeah. Now that authentication code, baby, wears me out every time. Okay, like I'm out here fighting for my life, and I understand why these things are necessary. As we go into this age where everything is online and digital, is on your phone, it's accessible. I get it. I just really think that also that digital divide that we sometimes forget to talk about is actually growing wider. I'm afraid of that because a lot of people, like, we automatically assume that people understand because they have a phone or because they know how to edit a video, or, you know what I'm saying? That sort of thing, that people know how to navigate this new technological world. That is not true. It's not, right? And I'm starting to turn into my mother on me. I'm being honest with you. You remember when your mama was just like, I don't know, wait a minute, what am I supposed to push? I find myself more and more like, hold on. What what am I supposed to push to get this to do what? How am I supposed to move? And that's very unnerving, right? To me, being somebody who we grew up without computers all the way straight through to what we have now. And the fact that now we're getting lost in this, it's very unnerving. Very unnerving.
It is. Before we gonna move on, because I'm never gonna move on, but I got an article about what you're saying. Let me tell y'all something. The Google Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai, that man looks healthy as hell. Like he looks healthy. Like, let me tell y'all something. When you see Mark Zuckerberg, he looks stressed. Every time I see Mark Zuckerberg, he looks stressed out. I ain't gonna lie. One of the wealthiest people. He looks stressed. Even freaking Elon don't look happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't look happy. This man, he looks healthy and happy and moisturized. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. They got different practices. You know what I'm saying? These billionaires out here, some of them will figure something out. This man looks healthy. Let me see if I can show y'all this man.
Not moisturized.
I opened up the picture. I said, well, dang, he looks happy about this. He like, yeah, we look at this man, looks bright and shiny. I don't know if it's the picture, but his energy is giving me, I have figured out life. I'm running a multi-billion-dollar company, and I'm inspired about what's about to happen. This man looks healthy. If we pull up a picture of Mark Zuckerberg.
I'm not dealing with you.
Let me pull up. He always looks lost in the sauce, and he always looks like, look at this man. Look, when you just Google it. Let me show y'all. This is the brown people we be doing out there. Black and brown folks, honey. We ain't about to let these folks stress us out. See, look at this man. Look, he pale. Even when he's smiling, he just don't look happy. I don't know. See, look, yeah, like you a multi-billionaire. I do not understand. Look at it. He's stressed. This man is stressed out.
He looks healthy right there at Tools Hero. I'm not fooling with you today.
Nah, I don't know. Look at this. This says 6 days ago. That does not look like that Sundar picture. Okay, Sundar is out here glowing. So I just had to point that out. Okay, because everybody be on your health kicks and get it together. Okay, get it together out there. Yeah. He looks Sundar is like gleaming. Like, here, I've been meditating. He looks amazing. Mark Zuckerberg need to figure out how to get some meditation on.
Why would you ever say I'll be meditating?
That's it. Mark Zuckerberg needs to get his meditation on. Okay. And he look like Mark Zuckerberg does yoga too, or something like that. He does stuff. But I don't know. He looks stressed. He don't got it. I don't know. And you know why? Because it might be because Meta's laying off mofos. Okay. Meta's restructuring thousands of jobs around AI. More than 7,000 workers are reportedly being reassigned into AI-focused teams, and employees are pushing back against increased workplace surveillance tied to AI development. This is one of the clearest examples yet of companies reorganizing themselves around AI-first operations. Major layoffs also are continuing. Meta, Amazon, LinkedIn, and dozens of other companies are cutting jobs while increasing AI investment. The pattern is becoming clear. Companies are replacing layers of operational work with automation and AI-enabled systems. The piece that I wanted to mention earlier, where you're talking about the divide, is the AI economy is becoming uneven fast. PricewaterhouseCoopers, a PwC study found that nearly 75% of AI-related economic gains are being captured by just 20% of organizations. The companies moving fastest to AI are pulling away from everybody else. So there is a clear divide happening. And I think I got a little, let me see how I want to tell this part of what I was about to tell. I think to your point around digital divide, I think I am like, and I'm gonna speak to Black folks for a minute, okay? Because I'm generally here, and on the 30-day show, we're speaking to everybody. But for a minute, I'm talking to Black folks just for a minute only. Come on, y'all. Like I don't know what we're gonna do. Get you and your family together, get you and your friends together. Pop over that computer and look at that thing like it is the first piece of sliced bread. I don't know what we got to do, but now there's so much accessibility. Visa gives out free laptops, so if you go to a Visa small business event, you bound to walk away with a free laptop. In fact, I got one that I could actually ship to somebody. Anybody out there need a free laptop? I'm down to give it to you. I think the accessibility, something about the mindset of accessibility too, right? Like we gotta look at the layers. The digital piece is like, yes, but there's something about like adapting it slower that we need to bring as a mindset conversation too. Because don't get me wrong, building an AI agent is hard. It's hard. Like even for me, and I have a background in it. Like it is hard. Like I sat down to like, I've started looking at it, studying it. I got tired just watching the videos trying to figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out, but still, the agentic AI side of it is harder. Now, Claude is making they just launched a suite of tools for small business owners. They're making it so easy. You download Claude Desktop. Is chat prompt with it. It can embed. But I gotta just say, come on, y'all. I come on. What we doing? What we doing? Like, how long we just gonna be like, oh, well, in the digital divide, because Black folk, come on, but what we doing? How do we do this? Well, we don't have to tell this story anymore. Tell me if you got it. If you tell me,
I think this is a yes and moment. Yes, I absolutely agree with you that we do have way more accessibility than what we had before, right? So yes, you can get a free laptop. I've gotten a free laptop before. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you can absolutely. You have certain things are at your fingertips, right? And I absolutely agree. I also think that there is still, right, and it's something that we do need to do the work. We still have to combat the upbringings, I'm gonna just like our historical traumas, right? Like in reality, like I'm always leery about downloading stuff on my computer, right? Like I'm not trying to blow it up. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? What is it doing? How does it work? I don't understand. And so sometimes that will put you on pause, right? So where I'm not willing to just be like, okay, and download Claude on your desktop and have the AI working and running for you. I'm like, wait, hold on. What does this do? How does this access my data, right? So you're getting the both. You're getting, yes, I want to do this. Yes, I want to learn. Yes, I want to implement. And I'm also like, but you still have to be careful and you still have to be mindful of what you do have and that sort of thing. We also take liberties and thinking like, okay, I have a amazing computer that I'm on right now. Girl, on me, I done blew up this memory with the amount of stuff that, you know what I'm saying, being a business owner, we have images, videos, you know, programs, you know, stuff running in the background. And so some of it is not that I don't know or accessibility. Some of it is I need an IT person. Like I need somebody that's going to actually teach me how to maximize the utilization of my computers, of my memory, you know, my hard drives, my external drives, and all of these things. It can be overwhelming, especially if you do not have the information before, you have no training in it, you're trying to do this on top of the things that you're already trying to do. Like I'm trying to survive at a certain point. Listen, I'm trying to feed James. Y'all know who I got. I got James over here. I'm trying to feed him. You know, so I think it's a yes and yes, we do need to do the work. I think we need to figure out what that work looks like. Sometimes it's not about getting somebody a laptop. I can get that. How do I set up? How do I set this thing up to be successful?
Yes. And I'll go with you on the yes and I'm saying what the piece that I think I want to point out here is you got to do it yourself. And I get it on top of everything else you got to do. But every question you just asked, the answer is out there already, and it doesn't have to come from a person. So, or like one person. So, for example, YouTube University is your friend, right? Whether people out there watching the Shannon Sharp podcast while they do their work, where they out there watching whatever else they watching, you know what I'm saying, while they scrolling social media and all that. Look, you could put a video on about how to maximize the storage on my computer. You could be cooking dinner. Like, I think that, like, this is what I'm saying, like, mindset wise, there's this, what, you know, I learn better when it's somebody teach with me as a safety versus like understanding that, like, I could watch a whole YouTube series on, because it's out there on how to do all of this. And I can find the person that I like best. Like, I ain't even got to like find one teacher. I could find 15 people that's telling me how this works, why it doesn't work, what they thought about it, how. And it's like, it's just a matter of how we think about it and incorporating that into your lifestyle in a way that is not necessarily that somebody got to come in and teach it to me as a human, physical human. But you can play that while you do other things. You ain't got to sit there.
Some people don't learn that way. Some people,
and that is where the divide is.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. The divide is there. I think sometimes it is, again, like we were saying, you can get a free laptop. The divide is sometimes painted as accessibility generally. And I'm like, accessibility to a mindset or to a learning style is the part that I feel like people don't talk about as much. It's accessibility to a learning style, right? Like maybe audio or visual learning isn't accessible for someone. Right? They need tactile, they need kinetic, they need physical interaction in order to learn.
Yeah.
And that may be the case. Yeah. I just think I agree with that. And I think there's things we've had to teach ourselves. Yeah. And there's things that we get intimidated by having to teach ourselves because we want to get it right. And so it's like you come up against this, like, I could teach myself that, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but I still don't know. Like, I watch all the videos, but I don't know. And it's like this one of these, you just go have to jump in there and try it out. It's not going to come any other way, honestly. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's 100 AI courses right now. You know, on Google's their training platform, you can find it. You could throw a stone right now and figure out how to do something with AI. It really is going to come down to you, how you get safe, how you decide, not you personally, but I mean, like, how people decide how to get safe. Because that's the part we need to talk about too. Safety is what you're talking about. Yeah. Safety in, like, will I blow up my computer? Safety in, like, is it private or not? Safety is, am I giving this computer too much information? Safety in, like, you know, do I feel like I'm competent enough to do it? Safety is a large part of this. And to your point about generational trauma and historical trauma, is our safety has completely been compromised. And maybe we don't give enough credit to all the ways that our lack of safety is playing into what's creating our digital divide.
Yeah. I would absolutely agree, because both of these things can exist at the same time, right? Like, we definitely need to learn. We need to, really change our mindset and go after all of these things. And I'm still feel unsafe, right? Both of these exist here in this space. And I think it's about really trying to figure out the best way to navigate in this environment, the best way to disseminate information, the best way to, get people galvanized around, this knowledge and this learning, and how they can implement these things in their business, in their lives, in a way that's conducive to their, understanding of safety, what they currently have access to, how to expand their knowledge base. I think it's going to be amazing. I just think that we have to address some of, also leave room for the nuances, right, that comes with.
And if I'm being honest, I think sometimes, and this is in the category of yes and. I'm just sad that it gotta be that. Let me say that, right? So in the category, I'm like, dang, why I gotta be all that for us all the time? Like, just come on, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, get into it, try it. Like, figure out what your risk profile looks like, because that's another thing that we're talking. Like, it's risky. It feels risky. Like I said, safety. And I'm just like, come on, though. Like, we don't have, come on. I mean, like, come on, like, get into it. Just sit down, try it. Like, and I think that, like, watching the news reports that are, bound to roll out, that are going to constantly, detail how we left behind and how we needed it, and how people didn't blah, blah, blah for us. And we did it. And I'm just like, oh my God, do we got to go through this in industry again? It's like, is there a true solution for the next time the industry develops? We do not have to have this Black people gonna be the most behind conversation. No, like, what is the solution? Where do we nip this in the bud or really repair something? Because I
think that is a false narrative. I think that is very false for us to lean into and accept reporting or information that we are left behind. I see so many, and Omi, you introduced me to a whole tribe of them when, as we work through some of these things, people of color who are here, on the forefront of AI, you know what I mean, on digital access, on, creating agents. And, so I think also we have to stop allowing people to tell a narrative or a story about Black people that is untrue. That there are going to be some of us that are going to be left behind. The same way there are going to be some people who are Caucasian and Asian and Hispanic, right? All that are not going to be up with the times. That is true. Absolutely. However, it is not the truth. That is not the whole entirety of the story. There are people that are right there, who are on the cusp, on the forefront, who are pushing forward. Let's start demanding or let's start telling the true and real story of Black people and our, creation, our developments, our utilization of AI, and not allow people to push a narrative that we're so behind. We're not. Yes, we have challenges like everybody else, and ours were created for us sometimes. Okay, but
absolutely, that part, ours were created for us sometimes. I know a lot of Black folks that are doing AI. I agree, and that are in on it and that are doing their thing. And I think too, what happens in the and this is something, I'm glad you said that, because I think this is something that I'm always calling people on to around the narratives. And I want to say, like, in this moment, I think I'm speaking for my own teams or my own people around me, that I'm like seeing it. I'm like, come on, y'all, like, why aren't y'all? You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking for my own family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am saying, what, like, come on, y'all, get into it. Like, what are we doing? Like, you are overwhelmed with your workflow. Why? Like, how are you big thinking? If you weren't big thinking before now, you might not be big thinking now either. So there's that. But I'm asking bigger questions, like, how can I do this thing in 30 days? How can I sell X amount in the next 10 days? How can I like, and getting trained and answers back. But what happens is if you are already a fast thinker, this is what I'm running into. I was already a super fast thinker before AI. You know, before AI was here, but before we're using it at this level for LLMs. I was already that. So I was already frustrated with like sometimes people around me, can you catch up? I was already frustrated with that. So for those out there who have been that person, like I get it. So I think at this point now speaking to like, well, dang, now there's an opportunity for people to get quote as fast as me, and which y'all not go, come on now. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? I think like some of these like, what are we doing? So I would say yes, that overall the narratives about us are skewed to, I don't know. It's up and down. Where the narrative is coming from is also a thing. You also have Black intellectuals that share certain information. You also have, you know what I mean? So like, I don't want to, the narrative change is a thing, narrative touting, narrative shifting, narrative, whatever, designed to keep us down, hold us down. I agree. That's why I stopped telling the stat around like less than 1% of Black and brown women getting access to like venture cap. I stopped telling that. I stopped saying that. Because the impact of that was that a bunch of Black and brown women kept saying to me, ain't nobody gonna give me no money. And I'm like, well, who did you ask? You asked 2 people and you said, ain't nobody gonna give you no money? You gotta ask at least 100 people before you say ain't nobody gonna give you no money. Yeah. And I guarantee by the time you get to that 20th person, you're gonna understand why they didn't give you no money, because you need to shift something or they need to shift something. Right? So like, I think that the rhythm in entrepreneurship and small business and us like getting into this, there's places where we do go and we do risk, and there's places where we don't. And some of the time, some of those places where we don't may cause a divide.
Yeah, and that's the truth.
And so
that's absolutely the truth.
This is a great segue into our guest. Talking about marketing, talking about narratives, talking about you know, how you market, what that looks like. I'm bringing to the stage Sammy Bivens. Sammy Bivens is an MBA. Sammy Bivens MBA is a marketing strategist, entrepreneur, and founder, CEO of Digital Marketing Maven and Associates, or DMM, where she helps businesses gain visibility through creative strategy, digital marketing, and AI innovation. Coming to the stage, I want to welcome Sammy. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. I'm doing great. How are you all?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Go ahead. You want to let you chime in on what we were talking about?
Yeah, I thought that was a really good discussion that we really need to be having more often. Being that I do marketing and help others with their marketing, I have to be using AI just to keep up today, because things are changing so fast. And then time, you know, I just save a lot of time. I think about how before I was using AI, how my expenses, my overhead was so expensive because I had to hire so many people, contractors, if you will, to do the work. And then it was taking twice as long. But over the past year and a half, two years, I've been able to dramatically decrease my expenses, as well as service my clients in a much more efficient way. So from my perspective, at this point, I'm now trying to keep up with AI in a way because there are apps out there like Lovable and things like that, where people can build websites in minutes, whereas, you know, we aren't there yet. So it's like, what is my next pivot before what I'm doing in regards to building websites becomes somewhat obsolete? There will always be people who need our services and things like that, especially like if you need systems and things like that connected and you don't know how. But yes, I totally in alignment in regards to making AI a part of your business as well as your daily life. And I'm always super surprised when people aren't using it at all, because I'm like, how are you not using it? So that is always like my question. But you would be, to your point, Ami, you would be very surprised how many people really are not using it at all, or maybe just using it at a base level, you know? So I don't know what that gap is or how to help people become more familiar with it. because I attended some workshops and lives that I saw other people attending, and I just jumped in. I was asking ChatGPT, how do I do this? You know what I mean? Like, it will help you along the way and give you the instructions on how to do certain things if you just kind of tell it what you want it to do.
And I think, to your point, what I want people to know is that never has been a time in the existence of technology so far where you've had the helper, like the problem and the solution, all in the same platform. So, like, let's say you're building something, or you build a website with Claude. If it doesn't work right, you can take a screenshot, put it into Claude, be like, something ain't right. It's giving me this error. It's gonna be like, all right, bet. It'll take it, look at the screenshot, it'll be like, well, this is what you need to do. And if it can't find it within a couple of iterations, it'll put in a piece of code that will create the error, make the error notice, tell you what the error is. And then it'll be like, okay, I'm gonna make a program so it can tell you what the error is, and then send me a screenshot of that. You do that, send a screenshot of that, put it in there, and it'll be like, oh, the error is this. And then I'm like, hey, I don't know how to do that. It's like, okay, well, step 1, log in here. Step 2, look at this area. And then if I log into the place and I don't know what it is, I'll be like, I logged in and I don't see what you're talking about. I take a screenshot of that, put it back in the cloud, and be like, hey, I don't see what you said. It'll be like, oh, that's because look on the left to the top right. I'm like, oh, bet. You know what I mean? Like, it is so you can be so step by step, do this, do this, do this. But you got to be able to follow instructions, I would say, to be able to do that. But go ahead, Takia, you shaking your head.
I'm just so excited. One, I'm excited. Sammy, thank you so much for coming on. And thank you so much for your willingness to share it and join into this conversation. As I was listening to you, right, even somebody who I know AI, I use AI for a variety of things. I was overwhelmed by you talking to me. I was overwhelmed as somebody who uses it regularly. I mean, when I say regularly, I mean every day. Mine is up on the screen right now. Like it's ready for me to have a thought. You know what I'm saying? I've trained my AI. It knows how to respond to me. It knows the girl, right? However, like even like listening to you, like like share, like, okay, this is great, and then you can do this, 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 and then, girl, the way I just was like, okay, oh, listen, hello, give me 1 second, let me catch up with you. So I think some of it is that too, as we think about integrating AI and using it and marketing with it and that sort of thing, the realization that yes, I can do it. It may take me a little bit longer. It may take me a little, like I might not be as savvy. I might, I'm going to use it. I'm trying it, but just knowing that part, it can be overwhelming. I'm just saying. And that's why we hire people. Right? That's why it's just kind of like, that's why we hire Sammy. We be like, so let Sammy do it. Like, I know I could figure it out, but the time that it's going to take me to figure out how to get Claude or Chat to do those things, I can hire Sammy, who already got the automation, and she going to go ahead on and handle it. And then I'm going to go ahead and take what she got. Right, Sammy?
I agree. I mean, I think I think everybody's overwhelmed with it because it changes so often. So it's a level of using what you have and what you already know how to use, and then everything that's new. And then you get online and people are saying, well, I'm using it this way, or here's what I'm doing. And it's like, okay, now I got to figure this out. So I 100% feel you, because I feel that way too. It's like you're always trying to keep up with it because it's changing so fast, right? So I think that there will be a set of people who will go through step by step and figure it out on their own. And then there are folks who are like, I don't have the time for this. I can do what I need to do on the base level, and then I'm going to, outsource the rest, which is a part of being a good business owner. I think knowing when to delegate, what's not your zone of genius, and what things are going to give you back your time so you can focus on running your business versus doing tasks, right? So I think it just kind of depends on who you are, and how much time you have, and then where you want to delegate and get some things off your plate, period.
I also think what to hire Sam, we're using Sammy today, what to hire Sammy for when, right? Because I think that, like, another thing, I hear you, Takia, and I'm saying, but then people like, I ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? Then you got questions about price. Like, cut it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to achieve, you're gonna have to figure this out. I done had 3 kids, 3 C-sections. I done healed from all 3 of them. I done ran a business with a kid on my shoulder. Like, I've been overwhelmed. We know what overwhelmed looks like. We are resilient people. And I'm not saying that doesn't mean it doesn't affect you. I'm saying take a nap and come back. So I think that the take a nap and come back, hire Sammy, hire her for multiple pieces. You need her to consult with you about your marketing because you like, I don't know, I hit a wall. What tool should I use? You need her to do the marketing for you. Hey, I need you. I don't even know if Sammy does all this, but I'm like, hey, I done gave Sammy services. Sammy services. I'm like, hey, we need her to come in and actually write the thing for me. I need her to come in and teach me how to do the thing with AI. I need her to just look at safety. I need her to just be like, hey, Sammy, look, I'm trying to do this through AI. I don't really know what I'm doing. I need an expert. I need somebody who really knows this to like look at what I'm doing. So I think like expanding our minds on how we can hire who for what when is also a part of this, right? So you completely, because sometimes people will go, I can't offload it because I can't afford to offload it. So then they don't. So then they get stuck. Like, I'm overwhelmed. I can't afford to offload it. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And then then they just keep being in the divide, right? So I'm saying like one part of that is I'm overwhelmed. I'm trying to be as resilient as I can be, but I also need some assurance. Hire a consultant, right? I'm overwhelmed. I can't do this at all because I just don't feel like this is the best use of my time as a CEO, as an owner of this business. You hire somebody like Sammy. You see what I'm saying? Like, I think I want to put that out there too, because I think sometimes people just get stuck in I got to be able to afford to hire Sammy fully, or I'm stuck.
Yeah, no, I think that, but it's either you're going to pay with time or money. Either way, you're going to pay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's no, either way you're going to pay. You just have to decide, either you're going to pay with your time or you're going to pay with your money, or you're going to do a little mix. I'm paying a little time, a little money. Like, either way, those things are at play. And so, I think it's that. Sammy, I do have a question for you, and it's around AI, and marketing and AI. I was on social media the other day, girl, and I keep seeing these posts where people are just kind of like, all right, now I need y'all to go back to using Canva to create your flyers because y'all in these AI flyers. Have you seen it?
I have. I have.
Can you share with us, like, I thought it was funny, but, can you share with us as a marketing maven, like how people can possibly differentiate, or how you would help somebody like who's dealing with, like, I'm using AI to create my flyers. It's created them, but now I'm getting backlash because now they in AI and everybody could tell. You know what I'm saying? How do you navigate that?
Well, first of all, I feel like if that's the best you can do, then use it. I mean, we're going to get criticized about, you know what I mean? The best thing I would always tell people to do is don't let perfect get in the way of good and getting it out there. And, the right people, they'll recognize and support you or do whatever. So start with what you have. I never want to bash someone or belittle them for using the resources that they have. So while I think the conversation is funny, I don't join in on it because, people that for some mindsets that may stop them from moving forward and promoting their services when that's the best that they can do, I think a part of it is because honestly, I still use graphic designers, but we use AI to like maybe review the flyers and make sure our CTAs are good or, certain things, or even like the layout and the information that's going to go on there. But we're still using, for, I would say, the majority of things like actual graphic designers. But it is because we are an agency. It needs to be premium. It needs to be luxury. It doesn't need to look like something that someone could do at home, right? So that's how we use it. But I think when people are getting those grainy flyers that all kind of look the same, I think it has to do with the prompts that you're using. I think it's what you're telling it, how you're refining what you're asking for, because it's going to give you too much. It's going to put too much on there. It's going to, change, like it's going to look a certain way. So I think you could give it examples. You can screenshot and put in examples of flyers that you like, or like something that the design direction you want to go into. And then I wouldn't recommend going in and saying automatically, hey, build me a flyer for this. Like, you may want to set up, like putting in some background information on the event. Like, this is the look and feel that I want to go for. I want it to be luxury. You know what I mean? You have to talk to it in order to get a better output. So I think sometimes when they look identical or they look generic, it's simply because people don't know how to help prompt the AI to put out something that's going to be more fitting to their brand.
Yeah. That's so good. Thank you so much for that. So what would you say that people need to, like, before they come to you, Sammy, and like, hey, I want Sammy's amazing services, and please tell us, because we only gave you about 700 services. Okay. She didn't, you are a consultant, baby. You out here doing all the things, right? So, what would you say that business owners need to know, like, before they come to you?
Yeah. So with us, I like to say we partner with our clients. So you need to have a clear vision of what it is, like your services or your products, and who it is that you're serving and how you want to serve them. You need to know those things, because if I have to spend the time, like, we'll spend a lot of time working through those things if you don't know yet, but that's not the best use. You should have a clear vision. That's how you get the most out of the relationship and the partnership. So just have already done the work to understand who your clientele is, who your audience is, knowing about them. So we don't have to spend a whole lot of time. We can help you refine it. We can help you find the best way to present your services and products to them. But you should have some sort of idea and like your brand identity and what you want it to be in mind before coming to us, because we build websites, but we start with the copywriting on the website and the messaging, and making sure that when you read through a site, it's resonating with the person that we want to purchase, right? So if you don't have a clear vision of who that is, you could end up with something that's not totally in alignment with how you want to serve and things like that. So having that vision in mind, we do branding, so helping with logos and different things that people may need. And then on the other side, we help with social media management, content creation, email marketing. So we try to help in all the organic areas of marketing, where we can help you build that foundation to communicate with your audience. But to work with us, it's really having a clear vision of what it is that you're doing, because there are some people, they put the cart, what is the saying? They put the cart before the horse. I think that's So you want to come in for services and getting help, but you haven't tested this out. Like, you don't know what's working and what's not working. So you end up spending a lot of time with us exploring those things. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to get the most out of the relationship and the partnership, you should have already have tried and explored some things. And this should be your refining moment where you're coming to elevate everything and ready to go to the next level.
Okay. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So tell us what you do.
Yeah, so
well, she just told us all this.
No, I mean, tell us about her, but she told us the website and you know what I'm saying, that sort of thing. But like, if I was to book you, I'm coming to you, to Sammy, I'm reaching out. Tell me about your marketing maven. Tell me about that.
Yeah, well, I would say, we've worked with over 400 small businesses, brands, and nonprofits. We work primarily with Black-owned, woman-owned businesses. We work with some nonprofits and other mission-based organizations. We attract folks who are on a mission to serve others most of the time, or having some sort of impact on the community. And I love doing that work because I just get to play a small part in the background with helping them amplify their message and getting in front of people. We also do some AI work, like we can build agents for folks, or, things like that if you need assistance with it, especially because we do the copywriting piece. So we have all of your brand information that we can help build into, your agents or into your assistants and things like that, so that it does sound like you can ask it a couple questions and it can help you, with your strategy and things like that. So, and then outside of this work, I'm also the incoming president for the National Association of women business owners. It's NABO DFW. And so with that, we're advocacy group, non-bipartisan, but working with small business owners to build community collaboration and then also advocate for our rights as women business owners. So very excited about that, to continue, in a more impactful way, working with women and women-owned businesses and within the community.
I love it. Oh, dang, I thought I was on mute. I'm so sorry if y'all heard me typing the whole time. I was just like, oh my goodness. The more than one thing at a time. I love that. And I think that it's good to have these resources. Like, I'm glad that like you are out there, you're focusing in this way, especially for women-owned businesses. Because we need it. We need it. Like, and I think to Kia's point around, like, that's what you do. And I would say, like, what's the moment, or what are some moments when you find small business owners are like, I need to reach out to Sammy? Oh, if somebody, you're on LinkedIn, Sammy?
Yes, I'm on LinkedIn.
Okay, so
Sammy Bivens.
What's that one more time?
Sammy Bivens on LinkedIn.
Okay, so make sure y'all check. Somebody on LinkedIn said Sammy has LinkedIn. Yes, Sammy does have LinkedIn. So go and search her, connect with her, reach out. Anything you want to leave us with?
Yeah, I just want to, based on the conversation that we had around AI, I just want to always tell people, don't be afraid to try it out. It's not gonna bite you, at least, but you do want to, because if you're not using it, you are gonna end up a little bit behind, because people are moving forward in their businesses and in their lanes much faster now because of the AI. And so I make time to learn about it and figure out the different things for myself as well as for my business, because it's changing. Marketing is changing. I have a bachelor's degree in marketing. It's nothing like the principles people play. I mean, price, promotion, the 4 principles, those things are still there. That's the grounding. But the way we do marketing, what I learned, a lot of it's obsolete because everything has changed. Everybody didn't have a website when I graduated from college. You know what I mean? There was Facebook's, I believe, came around my freshman year of college. So it's changed so much since graduating, and it's going to change even more over the next couple years. So I always tell people, just try to keep up with it as much as you can, spend a little time dedicated to it. And then if you're like, I don't have time for that, girl, just call me because we can help you.
That's right. That's right,
Sammy.
What are there are 4 principles of marketing: people, price, promotions, and what's the 4th?
Product, place, promotion, and then your distribution.
Okay.
So nothing about that changes. Like, what is your pricing strategy? What is your product or service? How are you getting it in front of people? How are you promoting it? I mean, that's going to be the same forever. You have to focus on those 4 things, but the way we do it now is just different. I'm sure someone that owned a marketing agency back in 2000, 2005, they weren't probably focused online, as much, in like search engine optimization. And now the next thing is making sure your websites, AI can crawl it so it can recommend you, because people are using it in search. Making sure when you write a caption or you're putting something on social media that it's optimized with keywords and things like that, because people are using LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram now as search engines, even in addition to Google, in addition to AI. It's a lot, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to stay abreast to it, or else you kind of can see yourself start to fall behind those who are mastering it.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us, Sammy. We appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day. Y'all check her out, Sammy Bivens.
Thank you, Sammy.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for opening up your platform and allowing I think you're doing it for 30 days. So I think that's amazing. And I hope that you have much success with it. And we appreciate you for doing that.
Thank you. All right. Have a good rest of your day.
All right. Bye-bye.
Have a great day, beautiful.
Child, look, the other day, she was talking, I thought about this. I said to my landlord, now this lady got to be in her 60s or 70s. And I was like, the tub feels like it's stopping up more, like it's more water is gathering than normal.
Yeah.
Like, what do you usually do about that? And she said, well, this is what the AI said. I said, oop, I am gagged. I could have did that myself. You know what I'm saying?
She said, hey, listen, the AI
said. AI said, do these things. I said, you know what?
I love it. Listen.
Period. You know what I'm saying? Like, she like,
she said, don't play around. Don't play around. You asking
me.
You talk to the AI.
Talk to the AI. Okay.
I love it. Oh,
I was like, okay, girl.
But you know what though? Sammy said something that was really impactful. And it was like right at the end. What we learned and graduated with from getting all of the degrees that we have, and you know, we are degreed, we are credentialed, right? Is when she said it's basically obsolete. Like the foundation is there, but how they taught us how to do it has changed so much that it's almost like you gotta be like, but what was the foundation? Like, what was the? And it's just amazing to me because even now going back into colleges, right? And you know, and I know you do too, Omi. Like we do workshops, you know what I mean? We're doing conferences, we're teaching, we're on panels and stuff like that. And it is really mind-blowing to me that we don't have more professors or people that have actually done the work. You know what I mean? Because the way that you would teach, you know, computer science, or the way that you would teach, you know, intro to business, the way that you would teach marketing has a different lens. Like it's not just the theory of marketing, it's also the practice of marketing. And
go ahead, I'm sorry. No, I just think that I feel like the practical application of so much of this is missing in education.
Oh my
education
God.
is so theoretical, but the practical application. Because first of all, Johnny ain't never had 5 apples. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like, come on. Johnny ain't never had 5 apples and then Susie need 2 of them. That's not happening to anybody. You see what I'm saying?
Leave Johnny and his apples.
Let's talk about how you and your sibling, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about how your leftovers was in there. You know what I'm saying? You had a whole pie that was yours. You know what I mean? And then your little sibling that you love a lot, you know what I'm saying? But you call them names because they went in there and ate a part of your pie. You know what I'm saying?
Not the part.
They ate a part of your pie. They took a part of your leftover hibachi. You had a full plate of hibachi. You know what I'm saying? And then they came and took one fourth of that. Like, what does this represent? How much rice you got left? You see what I'm saying? Like, they need to. I'm so tired of education not being practical at all for anyone. And the idea that if I just teach you all these little concepts, you're gonna somehow pop out and one day know how to apply it to everything that happens in your life is BS, to be honest.
It is. And I think on the post-secondary, and listen, these are our opinions and our opinions.
Yeah, these are our opinions, so do not represent. These are
like our opinions.
We didn't give it a disclaimer. You know what I mean?
Okay. It does not represent. You know, that's how you
right. We got it. We're gonna have to put that up.
But I think too, having taught both in, you know, middle schools, from elementary straight through college, right? I've taught 3rd graders, you know what I mean? 2nd and 3rd graders. And I've gone all the way, you know, through college. And it's just like, I get so sad for our, you know, elementary, middle, and high school teachers because a lot of them are so pigeonholed with what curriculum, you know, is telling them, you know, to teach our young people, and where they may want to introduce, right, you know, new concepts and practical application, you know what I mean, and thoughts, and not thoughts, but conversation, you know, and critical thinking in the curriculum. Like they're so pigeonholed with what they have to say and how they have to present it to the young people that when they do get to college, right, and I've seen it, they are not prepared. Like, they are not prepared, especially for those faculty members who don't want you. Like, they give you a little theory, but they want you to apply that thing. Like, they not playing with you. They like apply, they expect you to be a part of this conversation, right? And I can remember, you know, because when I didn't graduate from Morgan, but when I graduated, I went to Morgan first. And when I tell you, my instructors wore my spirit out, because in the best possible way, because they had an expectation of me that I was not prepared for. Like, they were like, no, what are your thoughts? And what do you think? And how would you apply this? And how would you? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you're not going like this? Wait a minute. But now it's not that. And it makes me really sad. Like, you know, when she brought that up, it made me kind of like, dang.
You know, you saying something, because I don't know. I think we take for granted the gap between graduate from high school and then college. Even as parents, right? Like, I'm thinking, you know what's happening. I don't know. You know, I think it's because I was conditioned in it too. So I'm thinking, okay, you know, you're going to go to college. You're going to choose something you're going to focus on. And then when you choose something you're going to focus on, the idea, I mean, it ain't happening for most of us, but the idea is that you're going to get out and that's going to be the thing that you're doing. That's not even real anymore. The idea that you go to college, you focus on a thing, you get a degree in that thing, and then when you get out, that's what you're going to be doing. I'm not going to say it's not real at all. It's not as real as it used to be, unless you're going into some more traditional things like doctor, lawyer. And even with that, like, people end up be like, I'm going to be a doctor, drop out of medical school, go become a comedian. Like, I just think that, you know, and success at it. But I'm just saying that, like, I think that there's so many mixed up expectations in the idea of educating. Yeah. And now there's a lot of educate yourself and figuring out where your responsibility stops as a parent or as a teacher or professor. And then the other person's, and then the student's or the child's responsibility picks up. Yeah. And what does that mean to the system that you have to teach from? Yeah. Yeah. That's all mixed up too. Even in kids in elementary and stuff, you know, middle, it's like doing a dance between the teacher and the parent on where I stop and you pick up. And then there's some households where, you know, the parent can't pick up for whatever reason. No harm, no foul. Yeah. And so you trying to do as much to extend into where they can't pick up. But like, I don't know that ever ends. And I think there's a certain dependency that happens there too, that we don't get to talk about as much. Because like, at what point, even you know, like, financially, once they go to college, the college is like, this is an adult coming to us. They're not sending you the parent grades. Yeah. Yeah. They're not, you know what I mean? It's like, and if the parents' finances come into play with what you got, your aid or whatever, that's about it. Like, right. But that's the mixed signal there, right? Because that's also a mixed signal, right? Agreed. Because it's just kind of like, I'm responsible for the money part. I'm not responsible for the outcome, right? So I'm supposed to pay for it, but I can't know the grades. I can't know, you know what I'm saying? I have no input in that part of it. And so I think it's the mixed signals that come along with the practices and the policies and the implementation of us navigating, you know what I'm saying, schooling and parenting and, you know, professioning, right? And that sort of thing. Because like, I tell my kids all the time, I don't care what you decide to be. That's neither here nor there to me. I just want you to be the best at it, right? I want you to be a great human, right? I want you, you know what I'm saying? Do good in the world, right? Not out here hurting nobody, you know, breaking no law, you know, all of those things. But if you decide that being a trash man, a truck driver, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you decide, a doctor, a lawyer, if you say, I'm going to do it, that's what I love this. And I'm going to be the best at it. Guess what? You got one proud mama over here. I'm right here chanting. What your baby do, baby? He be on that trash truck, baby. He's slinging that. You see him. He's amazing. Phenomenal. Absolutely. Right? But I think it's a part of that too. But it's also coming from a time, you know, like for me,
we've done. How many jobs have you had in your life?
Child.
You understand? Listen, how many? I've been all the things, baby.
I done lived so many lives at this point. Yeah, every time somebody say, "Oh yeah," because I used to work, and they be like, "What? You did what?"
Yeah, listen.
I'm like, "Yeah,
yeah." And I had fun while I was doing it. I'm letting y'all know that. When I was doing the whatever it is, when I was a waitress, when you know what I'm saying, when I was an administrative assistant, when I was a teacher, when I, all the things, I had a good time. I loved it.
And I don't know if I loved all of them.
I loved all of them.
I ain't love all of them, but I did them. But I did them well. You know what I'm saying? I did them to the best of my ability. I did it like I was doing it for TV. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But did I don't know if I loved them all. But to your point, you won't be. I don't know that we're living the life of our parents.
No.
Where like this idea that you could just be one thing and you could just it's just not available in the same way. I mean, right now, average time people keep a job is like 3 years. Me doing BGV for 10 years is wild, to be honest with you.
The fact that I have been an owner of business this is the longest job I've ever had.
This is the longest job I've ever owning this business is the longest job I've ever had. That's 1,000%. And I can't, and to be honest, with my ADHD child, it's a wonder I stayed in it this long. It's because I can do as many things through it.
Yeah.
That I want to do loosely. But it's like, this is the longest job I've had. And I think this is the interesting thing about where we are right now as people get laid off. Some people are going to be forced to be like, I'm going to need to own my own business because I'm not doing that no more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Some people are going to be like, no, I need a job because I'm going to get a job person and totally fair. Because again, it's multiple truths that can exist. It's not one truth that got it.
Let's be real. Every now and again, I want a job. I ain't gonna lie to the people.
Listen,
I'm apply. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna hold you. They ain't that with the kids. I ain't gonna hold you. Every now and again, this girl, baby, this resume.
I ain't gonna lie. You're right about that. You're right about it. I'm like, just for a year, maybe.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying? Can I just get somebody's steady paycheck that I'm not all overwhelmed with raising? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I'm not having everything is not relying on me. These folks, like people ain't like. Can I just for 1 year? Just get a little bit of a. Here's a check.
What you gonna do? What you gonna get?
Here's a check. You know what I'm saying? That just that because it is hard out here in these streets. You know, the if you don't move, you don't eat thing, it's a thing. It's a thing. And we'd be remiss if we didn't act like it was.
Listen,
right? Like, is it hard? Yes. Can you do it? Yes. And all these truths exist. And I think it's good to name them. It's good to call them out. It's good to say it. We can't be out here. The highlight reel on the timeline ain't half the story.
No. I tell people all the time, don't even look. If you see me at somebody's office sitting at a desk, just wave. You understand what I'm saying? Just wave.
Right.
Just, you know what I'm saying? Hey, girl. Yeah. Because the way I be out here, like, are you serious? Can somebody else pay this health insurance? That's what I'm trying to say. God. Can somebody else pay this health insurance? I got to build it. I got a bill this morning from the patient first. And I said, please, please, not today. Not today.
No. And then don't even trying to take care of some kids on it. Even I'm like, I've got to take Skylar to the dentist.
No.
They're like, oh my God, the dentist?
Not the dentist. You should have said anything else but the dentist. You can have all the insurance and still had to pay the dentist.
Crazy. Like, so her dad is insurance too. So I'm like, we doubling down on this one. Okay.
Yeah. Like it's wild.
It's wild.
Wild.
It's wild. It is truly wild. So shout out to all the business owners out there who doing your thing, who making it happen. Listen. Every day you waking up, every day you getting inspired some kind of way. You inspiring yourself.
Yeah.
You bring you resilience. You are making it happen. And if you thinking about it, if you think about starting a business, shout out to you, because I also do feel like if it came to you, it was called for you. It was meant for you. If it came to you to do, it was meant for you to do it. Right. Now, whether or not you decide to do it, okay, cool. You don't got to do it. But I'm just saying, if it came to you to do, then I do believe you was called to do it. And that's just my take on things. Whatever idea came to you, I do believe that. And you learn along the way. So y'all keep going out there. Okay. Don't give up. Y'all got this. We were talking about marketing just now, and I was reading some news topics earlier. OpenAI, which is Sam Altman and the people who own ChatGPT, who created ChatGPT. OpenAI is reportedly expanding into advertisement. New reporting suggests OpenAI is building a self-serve advertising system inside of ChatGPT, signaling a major shift toward monetization and competition with Google's Google search ads. So here's the other thing. You got AI, and by the way, AI is destroying the planet. I want to, hey, there's no debate on that. There's no argument for that. There's nothing that I have to say for people who have that response. You're correct. You're absolutely correct. It is destroying the planet. Okay. Period. We're going to say that because the folks need to know that, and we need to say that. Yeah. It's there. Yes. What's so crazy about this time is the rapid development of all the tools, because they not even caring about us. They compete with each other. And it's been this way actually for the past maybe 5 years specifically, like doubling down deep, but 10 years more broadly, where it's like, oh, well, Google's doing this. Oh, well, Amazon's going to do this. Well, Meta's going to do this. Well, and now you got these AI players in the game. So now it's like, okay, well, OpenAI going to do this. Okay, there is a lawsuit between OpenAI and between Sam Altman and Elon Musk. And I think Elon Musk won. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that is what happened. But then also SpaceX made this like deal with Anthropic. Like you talking about us in business, small business, right? Small business, nonprofits, that's doing our thing. And there's this whole competitive layer of tech companies fighting each other, leveraging against each other, making these back end moves. And it gets overwhelming for me on that regard too, where you're watching all the news about them, and you also just trying to run your own little pocket of it. And I don't mean little to minimize, but you just trying to run your. I'm just trying to help people breathe. You see what I'm saying? I'm just trying to help people regulate their nervous system, and y'all out here with all this damn development and all this news around you creating this person creating that, and this person. So OpenAI trying to challenge. So AI is already challenging Google from a search perspective. Like just using the AI platforms is already challenging Google from a search perspective. But the trickle down of all this is it's gonna challenge media outlets in their advertisement. And I've heard, I think Morgan Devine posted about this too, and I saw some other folks posting about it, where now like buying ads on a media platform, people don't need the article. People are not searching the articles anymore. Like search engine optimization is directly related to these articles that are out too. But so is some of the AI optimization as well. But it's searching it differently, where now maybe you don't need as many hits to websites because now you're getting it from this platform. So anybody who was waging their bets on we get this many hits a month, and that's how you get advertisers to advertise with you, that's going to start looking different. I don't want ads in the AI platforms.
No.
I don't want to like every time I search for something, just because I got a free account, now an ad pops up in between. Like, I don't want that. But a self-serve AI ads platform will be a game changer for small businesses, I think.
You listen, I mean, and it will, and it absolutely is going to be a game changer for business owners who are able to capitalize on what is being offered, right? It would be remiss of me if I say it could also be a game killer for businesses who are unable to maximize.
I want to.
And again, these are my opinions. They do not represent.
No. Yeah, no. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah,
I was reading some of the comments from the folks. Somebody said, "Listen, as an active duty military, military that used to have a side job in my business, now just my business, and active duty military until I retire next year. I thought about staying in, but then, yeah, I'm like, okay." I'm like, nah, this entrepreneurial life is where I shine. Okay. People that are full-time entrepreneurs are the real MVPs because having a full-time career, I got to take my time and learn and build. Somebody said, I've given over 20 years to my job. I deserve to give my business 20 years. It's not easy to be 1 foot in entrepreneurship and 1 foot in as an employee. True. So such good points. I want to give a shout out to people who've been listening this morning and commenting this morning. Fim Fatato. Appreciate you. Fim, she was asking where you get a free laptops at. Google, not Google, Lord have mercy. Visa does business events in different places around the country. Typically at those business events, they give out free laptops. So I would say look out for a local Google business. Visa business event near you. Shout out to She Invest 100. Shout out to, I'm trying to invite all the folks. When you start reading like people's handles, it's so funny. Shout out to Jasmine, the money coach, Miss Kawana, one in only. She the Virgo. Yunush. I don't know, child. I don't want to get people's name wrong. Mama Mia, Jacob the proletariat, Kay Chapman, Amsterdam, the homie. Good morning. You're beautiful naturally. These are handles, by the way, that I'm calling out.
That's awesome. I love it.
I love that. Landy Spearman, Tiffany Ingram, Genesis Dominguez, Maria LeBlanc. Shout out to all of y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining us. You know, when we start doing, you're gonna start to notice we have a morning crew. Right, our morning crew gonna start developing. Our LinkedIn folks dropping notes. We will be here, y'all, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 7:30 PST, 9 a.m. to 10:30 EST. So we'll be here every day. We are now your morning show. Make sure y'all tuning in. We'll be on the BGV LinkedIn. We'll be on the BGV YouTube. I'm also live on my YouTube at The Omi Show. Also live on Instagram at the moment at Black Girl Ventures and at Omi Bell. Also both of our Facebook pages. So my Facebook page is Omi Bell. And one day Takia gonna get her platforms on here.
Okay, listen, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna do it I'm gonna do it this week. I'm gonna get on here and I'm gonna do it. Okay.
For passwords, I do recommend a password vault. There's one called LastPass that we use.
I remember you had that. I got to get my life in order. It's very clear.
Your life is very much in order. Your whole background is organized. This nice little clothing rack. You know what I mean? This lets me know that your life is in order. We just gonna add a couple elements to it, but it is definitely in order.
You know what? Thank you, friend. Thank you so much, friend. I do, and I'm serious, and I appreciate it because sometimes we need the reminder, right? Sometimes we because we be thinking like our life is falling apart, and it's just like, no, it's not. You are fine. And sometimes you need somebody to be like, you're fine. Only thing I told you to do was get a LastPass. That's what I say.
That's it.
Yeah, that's all I say.
That's it. Get a password vault so we don't have to be back here.
Yes,
that's your password. It's encrypted. You're gonna be protected. You're not gonna have to worry about that. We just go I just told you to get a safe, and then you went, oh my God, but my room is dirty.
But
Ma'am.
But you know what though? I'm being honest. But as we have this discussion, sometimes remember, feelings are not facts. That's how it feels. Like it's not a fact. It's just it feels that way. Like it's just like when somebody just get a mailbox, and you're like, that's it. And one more thing, I cannot get a mailbox. I hate it here.
Mail.
I like mail. I hate mail. I cut my finger. Okay. I'm hungry. I need to go to the market. Like it
right,
becomes
like all of that. I read it out of toilet paper. Like it be. Listen, I'm telling you, any little straw, okay, that could break the camel's back.
Camel's back broke. Okay.
Yes. And it's like, look, take a nap. Okay. We're gonna come back.
Take a nap.
Take a nap. Let's try it over. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all so much for joining us. Speaking of AI flyers, I'm into it. Okay. Y'all go see me create some AI flyers, and y'all just gonna have to take that. Okay. I have decided that whether you like it or not, it's doing a thing for me that I really like. Like, let me show you how this AI flyer and create it. You know what I'm saying? Let me figure it out. Where is it, Lord? Here it is. Okay, because this is the way. Here it is. A group slightly transformed. All right, here we go. Sorry, when I said here it is, that's what came to me. Because I'm a pop culture girly that, like, you say a phrase, I'm in it with something. That's a family thing. Shout out to my cousin Kendra. All right, so what we got coming up? Pull 'em Bitch Chicago. I made this in AI, by the way. Okay.
Love
and these are real people that have been on the stage. Well, not all of them. Not all of them real people. You know what I'm saying? The woman on the top left, she looking real to me. You know? But that's not, we don't know her.
We don't know her, but
we don't know her. It's okay. But the two women in the middle, they're right. They're true people. These people at the bottom, they powerful. I created them. I don't know them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But this is what I'm saying. The power that we have with AI right now is to create amazing things that look good, cinematic. You know, the rest of it is real. So Pull 'em Bitch Chicago, May 30th. All right, that's where we're gonna be. Y'all come out, Pull 'em Bitch, shoot your shot, win some money. Pull 'em Bitch New York, July 18th. New York and Chicago are big cities for us, so you might want to get in there and line up early because the line gonna be long, and it's first come first served to who get the pitch. And for the first time ever in this 10 years, we are launching our first summit, and it's going to be in DC. We're bringing it home because that's what we was born and bred in DC. BGV was. It's called the Futures We Build Summit, and it's going to be September the 9th through the 12th. And we are going to, the registration opens on Friday. You can go to futureswebuildsummit.com, futureswebuildsummit.com, and you can also check that out. But I'm excited. I'm excited for things to come. I'm excited for what we're about to do. You know, we're gonna have to figure out how we get to Baltimore and some other cities with Pull 'em Pitch. We're gonna make it happen. But y'all, we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for joining us for the 30-day show. We'll be here tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. My co-host Takia Ross, thank you so much for joining me. These conversations are so good, so fun. I really appreciate it. Y'all have a great rest of your day. I'm gonna get us an outro at some point. I'm gonna figure that out today. Y'all have a great rest of your day.
Good day.